Hi, you're with Scott. This is Battery Exhausted, my channel. It's midnight, it's always midnight. This is your right ear and your left ear because we're recording in mono. Veganism is not a diet. Or what is veganism? I did try to find appropriate images to colour this video essay, but in the end I gave up because some things are not easy to represent in pictures and I've better things to be doing than trawling the internet for pictures that represent abstract concepts. So I used some nice time lapses and images of animals that I filmed myself to fill in the gaps. Hope you don't mind. I see this question all the time. What is veganism? Is it a diet? Is it a lifestyle choice? Is it a philosophy? People seem to be confused.
No, you're confused, bro.
I'm not confused, brother. When I'm confused, I got my confused face. Wait. Bro, I just took a picture of my face. It's defo not my confused face.
People say that we all have our own definition or perception of what veganism is. That veganism can be many different things to many different people. This kind of egalitarian approach might seem fair enough. We can agree to differ. But sometimes it's great that we have so many facets to our language that we can use it to accurately describe something like the concept of veganism. This shared and universally agreed upon definition is great and far more useful than multiple ideas that can contradict each other. If it's an apple, call it an apple. Set the criteria and the definition and agree upon it. Then we all know it's an apple and we can all agree and be understood. This means that if I say, pass me my apple, you don't get confused and grab my plums by mistake. The best thing about knowing and agreeing what veganism actually is that we truly understand what it means to be vegan. Veganism is not a diet. It's not a lifestyle choice. It's not even a philosophy. It's an ideology. So if veganism's an ideology, that begs the question. What is an ideology? So I'll quote from the dictionary now. Ideology. A system of ideas and ideals, especially one which forms the basis of economic or political theory and policy. Or the science of ideas, the study of their origin and nature. Veganism is often also described as a philosophy. The definition of philosophy from the dictionary is the study of the fundamental nature of knowledge, reality and existence, especially when considered as an academic discipline, or a theory or attitude that acts as a guiding principle for behaviour. Now that's getting pretty close to an ideology. But there are some differences, and I'm going to read from Difference Between Philosophy and Ideology, which is from a website called Difference Between, which is pretty handy. There are very fundamental differences between philosophy and ideology. Ideology refers to a set of beliefs, doctrines that back a certain social institution or a particular organisation. Philosophy refers to looking at life in a pragmatic manner and attempting to understand why life is as it is and the principles governing it. Ideology expresses dissatisfaction with the current state and aspires to be some future state, whereas philosophy tries to understand the world in its current state. In other words, ideology is aimed at changing the world, whereas philosophy is aimed at seeking the truth. Ideology is rigid and once fixed on certain beliefs, refuses to change its stance irrespective of any change in the surrounding environment. Challenging an ideologue can be the most difficult task. A philosopher, on the other hand, may arrive on some construct for the basis of life and other things, but be willing to discuss and ponder other philosophies. A philosopher is open-minded and willing to listen to criticism, whereas an ideologue will refute anything challenging his or her ideology outright. This also suggests that while philosophy encourages people to think, ideology discourages any thinking that goes against the basic doctrines that govern the ideology. The above definitions and differences clearly indicate that philosophy and ideology, if measured on a scale, would occupy two extreme ends of the scale. The purpose of any philosopher is to seek knowledge for the sake of wisdom and truth, whereas an ideologue's sole aim is to advocate and enforce his or her ideology wherever they can. So it sounds a bit negative. It sounds a bit like ideologues are stubborn and set in their ways, and philosophers are open to ideas. You can read more from the difference between philosophy and ideology at differencebetween.net. So I think veganism is not a philosophy. If you're searching for a truth philosophically, you can be sure you'll never find it. Each of us might find our own truth, I think as vegans, we've found our collective truth. We've gone through the philosophy. That truth to a vegan is the idea that animals are not objects for us to exploit. I think veganism has moved from a philosophy into a true and strict ideology. We fixed our beliefs. It's now this set of beliefs that informs our behaviour. We started with a philosophy, yes. We then put this philosophy into action. We make it real through our actions. Yes, there are still philosophical discussions to be had within veganism. There are still grey areas where strict vegan ideology is hard to follow in practical terms, like driving a car or owning a rescue animal. But we've progressed from wishy-washy discussions about belief. We're not about to be dissuaded by a new idea. We've thought about this, and now we're putting our ideas into action. We don't just talk the talk, we walk the walk. So veganism is an ideology, a system of ideas and ideals, especially one which forms the basis of economic or political theory and policy. I might adapt that definition slightly to say, a system of ideas and ideals, especially one which forms the basis of personal behaviour. It doesn't matter if you're vegan for the animals, for the environment, or for your health. It all starts with ideas. The ideas you have, your beliefs, will go on to shape your behaviour. So you start with an idea, construct an ideology, and follow it through to actions. The vegan ideology starts with the idea that animals should be left to live natural lives and not subjugated by humans. Donald Watson coined the term vegan in 1944 when he co-founded the Vegan Society in England. It's said that the term vegan came from using the first and last letters of vegetarian, and that veganism is the start and the end of vegetarianism. Do you get it? Vegan, start and end of vegetarian. It's the first and last letters. Okay, right. At first, he used it to mean non-dairy vegetarian, but from 1951, the Society defined it as the doctrine that man should live without exploiting animals. Since then, many people have adopted a vegan diet, but not the ethical ideology that informs it. These people are often termed dietary vegans, a term that describes their diet but excludes them from full vegan status. Personally, I hold no truck with this. You can describe a plant-based diet in other terms that need not be confused with the vegan ideology. This is where you get your fructarians or plant-based diet people. So veganism, the practice of living to a set of standards and beliefs informed by a truly ethical vegan ideology, includes your diet. Yes. Being vegan does mean you eat a different diet to the social norm. That is to say, you will not eat animal products or products produced by a system that incorporates animal subjugation in the creation of said products. I call this non-vegan product-based economy the economy of shame. Being vegan does not inform your diet any further than that. As long as it's not an animal product, you can eat it and be a true vegan. You can be a true vegan, making decisions informed by a belief that animals are not ours to own, and still eat unhealthy food. Veganism does not directly equate to a healthy lifestyle. It's not an ideological start point of veganism to say, I'm going to lose weight. Raw Till 4 and other such fad diets that talk about weight loss might seem to be vegan in practice, if they advise you avoid animal products, but they're not informed by the vegan ideology. They're not truly ethically vegan at conception. A diet that's focused on weight loss or body fat is constructed from a totally different set of ideas than the true ethical vegan ideology. Often these diets are created from one core idea. How can I make easy money? The salesman creates a diet plan. There's big money in diet plans. They're easy to sell. You can write an ebook and promote it. It costs you nothing. They're trying to sell ebooks. It costs you nothing to slam together an ebook and then promote it. They're trying to sell ebooks. This practice is not based in a vegan ideology. It's not truly concerned with animal welfare, no matter how they cloak their motives in ethics. They'll say that if everyone buys their book, they help to make the whole world vegan. But they're driven by a desire to make money, Not to make the world vegan in ideological terms, just in diet. Sure, this is in turn a positive move toward vegan ethics, but it's not truly vegan. They'll be happy if they sell their ebooks. If they could make the whole world vegan overnight by sharing information without selling ebooks, they probably wouldn't, because then they'd have no source of income. So if you see someone on YouTube who claims to be vegan, but all they ever talk about is food, you may question their integrity. Are they a dietary vegan, or does the true ethical vegan ideology drive them? If they were so passionate about animal rights, would they really never leave the health and personal fitness angle to get into discussions about animal welfare? Most ethically driven vegans find it hard to pick apart their morals and talk solely about food or diet because they're not really ideologically informed by their diet. Their diet is informed by their ideology. It's great so many people choose vegan products over animal products, but if the company producing the product is doing so purely out of a profit motive and not a true ethical vegan ideology, then it's also a dangerous path. Many see veganism as a growth consumer market, and they're keen to exploit veganism, as consumers of vegan products have extra incentives to buy and stay loyal. These exploitative companies are not run by true ethical vegans, and so the money we spend on the products creates profit that goes back into the economy of shame. Small, truly vegan companies cannot compete and they die out, leaving non-vegans selling vegan products to true ethical vegans. Not ideologically sound. So we can see that simply following a vegan diet does not go far enough to change the world. When people are not educated about the true ethical vegan ideology, they're content with vegan products, but they don't take the extra step and push for a vegan economy, as true ideologues do. Are you vegan for yourself or for the animals? Are you doing enough for the animals simply by buying vegan products from non-vegan companies? More on that in another video. Let's get back to the question of what is veganism, the ideology. We believe we should not eat animals, but this is directly informed by our belief that animals are not objects for us to own and use. So it doesn't stop at food choices. It includes clothing, toothpaste, in fact it includes everything. Thus, following a vegan ideology will shape your behaviour. It will affect your lifestyle. It will inform your choices and decisions. It's not a lifestyle choice in itself though. It's the collection of ideas that inform your lifestyle choices. We can all live very different lifestyles and still be true, ethical, ideological vegans. We don't all have to eat the same food and we don't all have to live the same lifestyle. It's not about your shopping decisions. It's more than that. It's about all of your actions. Veganism is not just a political standpoint. It's a collection of ideas that inform your political standpoint. It's not just about rejecting the economy of shame. It does not require you to be politically active. For example, I don't use slug pellets at my allotment, poisons that kill slugs. I'm ideologically and ethically opposed to this as a vegan. This has nothing to do with my diet or shopping habits. Now, I don't feel it's my responsibility to collect up all the slug pellets from everyone else's allotment. I don't have to turn every allotment vegan. But this is a grey area. Some people believe we should be actively attempting to change people's attitudes, as this will be the only way to fully prevent the animal exploitation that we oppose. I am one of those people. I think true ethical veganism does include some form of activism. This is my philosophical opinion though, and not a strict rule to every ethical vegan. It's not yet a universally accepted pillar of our ideology. So what is veganism? Is it a lifestyle? Is it a diet? Is it a philosophy? No. It can be those things, but they're not mutually inclusive. Veganism is an ideology. Whenever you make any choice, whenever you embark on any action, you consider the ripple effect of your action and the possibility of bringing about harm to, or the exploitation of, any living creature. You decide if you can act without harming animals directly, and that as a consequence of your actions, no animals will be harmed. Then you act. This is veganism. So that includes exploiting gullible people to try and sell them diet-based ebooks. People are animals too, and exploiting them is not vegan. So I'll say it again. You decide if you can act without harming animals directly, and that as a consequence of your actions, no animals will be harmed. Then you act. This is veganism. Thanks for listening. As always, leave a comment on this video. I might use it in a future video, or just block you for being a jerk. If you like this video, click like, subscribe, and better yet, share the video. Better yet, embark on the process of positive change for you and the whole world. I'm not going to bang on about my Patreon, but I do hope you see the amnesty button on my YouTube homepage and click that. They're doing really important work. Be good, my little Pukkos, and if you can't be good, you're naughty.
Small town, making me sick. I don't need anyone to hit. I'm a real man. Anyone can see emblems tattooed on me, oh me. I fight 2 packets of facts in a sec. We end up texting the second attempt. As you never knew what you meant. Send you into the future. Take me, replacing the dog for a vet. Drag me around my road from the neck. Ask her, she thinks I'm making a fuss. I don't trust anyone anymore. Small town, making me sick. I don't need anyone to hit. I'm a real man. Anyone can see emblems tattooed on me, oh me. Trips to the wreck, summertime. I wanna get my head blank out every word that you said. Send back in formal letters. I mean, isn't worth working out. This scene needs a few more getting round. £10 isn't worth 7 these days. Come down and never come back again. Small town, making me sick. I don't need anyone to hit. I'm a real man. Anyone can see emblems tattooed on me, oh me. It's dark, cars are parked without light. She's like, I feel I'm dying inside. I try not to smile as a care. She deals in cliches somewhere. Small town, making me sick. I don't need anyone to hit. I'm a real man. Anyone can see emblems